Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. What we'll be doing on this job is widening the driveway. It's an all-time favorite. You never have enough parking space. Not a whole lot of dirt to remove. Just some touch up. We're going to try to put a form as close as we can to that existing wood fence, which is approximately 2.5 inches. The stake is 3/4. We got 1.5 inches, 2x4. So yeah, we'll be right at 2 inches. Which is good. That way you still have some drainage there for the water runoff. You're not really locking that existing wood fence in where it's going to soak a lot of water up. Like if we put the concrete right up against the wood fencing, then you'd have a problem. Notice the holes I dug underneath the brick ribbon there every so often? That is kind of like a keyway, you could say. Instead of using rebar dowels into brick, which doesn't work very well because brick's really soft, I'm just going to go ahead and dig those on, do some underpinning, you could say. Now here's some Owens Corning paint bar, and to my surprise, they had it at Lowe's. Lowe's has this stuff in stock, and it's the same price as steel. And it's a lot easier to work with, and it doesn't rust. But they only have it in 10-foot lengths. That's the only problem that I see. We're just going to tailgate this. Little shovel work to get it to the end, but not too bad. And this particular mixed design is what I usually use. It's the 3250 City Mix, which means no fly ash. I'm trying to keep that brick as clean as possible. That way I don't have too much cleanup to do. And we poured this stiff too. So we had it just about right on the amount that I put into the hole without having to shovel a lot of excess out. Here's a 3-foot wood bowl float. You always want to try to run your bowl float perpendicular to whatever way your screed board was running. That's how you find the holes that you want to fill. You can kind of see some of them there. And then you just touch them up, fill them up however you can. This is 2.5 yards of concrete. Now, whenever you can, if you have the access, you should run your bowl float both directions inevitably. That'll ensure that you can get it as flat as possible. Notice the sponging technique there. A trowel on edge. That way your sponge isn't getting into the wet concrete. It's just cleaning the area that you want to clean without smearing excess onto the brick. So here's a 12-inch wide walking edge or half-inch radius, and I have 2 poles on it. The 2 poles allows me to get all the way down on this without having to go out there on knee boards or anything. This is what I like to do on when I'm matching up against existing concrete that has a radius on it. Just run your edge or the other direction. It scrapes it all off, cleans up the edge, and then you go ahead and edge the concrete. We've let this set quite a long time. You can see all the water has came up. All the bleed water came up now at this point. We just took a string line, a dry line, pulled it all the way down on the existing joint of the driveway, and just transferred that right on across. Now here's the funny flow. You can see all that bleed water's already gone. So now I'm funny floating it. It's just a fiberglass hand float with a pole on it. That's what makes it funny, because it has a pole. You're not down there on your hands and knees.
I want to pause the video real quick to give our friends HelloFresh a quick thanks for sponsoring the video. If you're looking for a way to eat well and save money this year, HelloFresh offers easy, great tasting meals, fast and fresh recipes, delivered right to your doorstep, all at an affordable cost. Today I'll be cooking the cheesy beef tortilla melts. I've personally never been a chef myself, but with HelloFresh you don't have to be, and it actually makes cooking pretty fun for me. HelloFresh offers quality ingredients traveling from the farm to you in less than 7 days, so you know they're fresh. In fact, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout. So what are you waiting for? Head over to HelloFresh.com and use code ODELLCC21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. Again, go to HelloFresh.com and use code ODELLCC21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. Thank you again, HelloFresh, for sponsoring us. Now let's get back to the video.
Now I ran that funny float again just to knock out the line of the walking edger. And then I followed up with the funny trowel. A little touch up off the knee boards along that edge. Hand joint with a straight edge. And here's your 50% horsehair, 50% nylon concrete broom. That gives it a non-slip finish. Notice how the bottom's broom and the top we're still waiting on because it's shaded. And here's a pool trowel. And the reason you can tell a pool trowel from a concrete trowel, because the shank on top of the trowel are about 4 inches back from the end of the steel, so that makes it more flexible, which means it's really hard to leave a trowel line. Great for beginners. little last minute touch up with the sponge. So whenever you broom it, you're going to drag a little residual over the brick. So you got to do your final touch ups. Okay, it's all stripped out now. This is what it looks like the next day. Probably within this time of year, you're looking at probably 90 days before it's completely whited out. Anyway, that about wraps up this driveway edition. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. That way you'll be notified on our next upload. Thanks. Have a good day.